Welcome back to Mcoc Al Bundy Rules. I got the July 2021 event quest. This is going to be Chapter 1, 1.1. I also have 1.2 in this video for you. Going to give you a walkthrough through an easy path. Going to show the notes. We got Skill Distraction, Prevent Evade abilities from Disorient, Incinerator, Shock, Mind's Eye, Skill Gain Indefinite Fury when I prevent them from evading. So I want to either have Evade, Counter Champs, or those with Shock, Disorient, or Incinerate. To prevent that is going to be my goal with the skill champs, that is. Then I have champion, taking another personal space, hurt locker, can't see corner, so I don't want to have debuff heavy champs. So I'm bringing a bunch of skilled champs who I believe should work fairly well for this little batch. And then I am going to go ahead and explain the fights as we go. Pretty much all the skill champs I brought, I believe, should work for pretty much most of the fights in this chapter. Sometimes people say, well, I don't have so-and-so or so-and-so. Any of these ones for the skill should work pretty well on most of these fights. I'm going to kind of rotate them around. So I like Black Widow Deadly Origins for these kind of nodes because she's easy to get the shock, easy to keep the shock up. And as long as you have the shock debuffs going, he can evade. And not only can he not evade when I got shock debuffs on him, I'm gaining Furies. It's like a win-win-win. Can't beat it. So I try to remember and be careful. I like to try to do a parry attack to get that first shock going on. If I lose the shocks, I forgot there had just lost, and that's exactly why I try to do a parry to get the shocks if I lose it, because of exactly what we saw. So here, I go ahead and you see once you get those Furies going and those shock going, that S2 is just potently beautiful. I mean, she destroys the fights for these nodes, so an outstanding option here. But can't make it too easy and use her for them all. Got to kind of rotate it around, especially for those of you who might not have Black Widow Deadly Origins, right? So how about a Falcon? Let's use the Falcon. He will also work very well, not because of the Shock, Disorient, or Incinerate debuffs, but because of course, I went ahead and got his lock on going on. So now Guillotine 2099 is not able to evade me. So I can just keep pounding in. And when it comes to like Mixmaster, I'll purposefully, that was not purposely. I don't purposefully take an uppercut sword to the head. No, that was. But anyway, use the same attacks over and over on these kind of nodes because it helps me gain the Furies quicker. So then I see a nice little S2 going on. Get a little bit of damage. Get a little pound that Guillotine 2099. And there we go. Fairly simple fight. I lost more health than I probably should have just with the sloppy uppercut there. And then, of course, a little bit of recoil damage too never helps. So then, here on the Red Hulk fight now, going to go back to my good old Deadly Origin. I was getting ready to use Night Thrasher here, and I changed my mind mainly because of the rotations. And if I brought into the Incinerate and the Red Hulk, he would work. I would just have to focus on Disorient or Shock. But sometimes when I'm using him, I just kind of go with whatever. So, decided I'll go ahead and use Black Widow Deadly Origins again here. Although any three of those skill champs I brought should work perfectly fine here. Need to go ahead and get my shock debuffs again. I'm just rocking and rolling once I got them. And let's just go ahead and finish this fight off. Another nice, sweet little S2 to finish that off. Down he goes, and here she comes jumping all around. Alright, another smooth, easy fight. Moving on down the line. And next on up, going to have Black Bolt. Again, same basic strategy. This time I'm going to go and use Night Thrasher. Did a video on him, so if you don't know what I'm doing with him, I did a tutorial on him fairly recently. Really like him. One of my favorite underrated champs, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead. He does most of what I can use. I can get Disorients with him. I can get Incinerate with him, which will help for the purpose of this. Based on how I use that, I went ahead and started with an Incinerate there. So we got the Incinerate. And I can keep it applied by knocking him down. Do those heavies. So once I got that Incinerate from that S1, after the medium, then I just do some heavies, keep it active, and I can't miss. If for some reason I did allow that to fall off, just use my mediums, and my mediums don't miss. So, or skateboard attacks, the heavies don't miss, the specials. So Night Thrasher is a very, very good counter for those nodes on these fights. She is not, Guillotine 99 is not a good fit for really these nodes or anything. I brought her for one and one reason only, is I'm running suicides. I did not want to take off my suicides, which I otherwise would have to do, and I'm already getting all sloppy, aren't I? But and then try to parry. As a fair warning disclaimer, the parry issues are still, that we got compensation for, are still active when I ran these, so you will see a lot of during the fights. I'm just trying to fight through the current parry issues. But anyways, the reason why I brought Guillotine 2099 is because of suicide. She is both bleed and poison immune. I can't think of or don't believe there are any skilled champs that are actually immune to both bleed and poison. They can kind of shrug them off usually, but didn't want to really deal with the chance with the void and suicides and the kind of damage I could quickly bring. So I decided to bring a robot, even though I'm not going to have the basic abilities as far as on the nodes go, or benefits from like the skills or that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to fight around the debuffs without that advantage. So now I'm kind of focusing on after some early mistakes, a little sloppiness, I'm focusing on kind of medium, light, medium combos mostly. I'm also, I had done the crit one for 20 hits, so around there, gonna get that S2 critical. Normally I try to work her to where I can end the fight on an S3. I brought her for only this fight. This is the one I did bring a specific counter for, but it's only because of my mastery setup. If I didn't have suicides running, I started off, forgot I wasn't using one of the other champs as far as on the skill wise goes. That took a little bit of beating once I kind of switched my rotation down to medium, light, medium. Went pretty smooth after that, but she worked. She served her purpose. That's all I needed her for. There was nothing more I needed from her on that. And now we're going to go to the Gwen pool, looking who I want to use. And I decided to go ahead and go back on with the good old Night Thrasher. Do a little bit of thrashing this night. Alright. So as we wait for some nice lagging loading, there we go. Here it comes, and let us block with the skateboard. Smash with the skateboard. So again, we can see those medium, light, mediums, a stun. Otherwise, skateboard attacks aren't going to miss. But in the meantime, this time, last but I got his incinerate up. This time I decided to go with the disorient. So as long as I keep this disorient up, that's going to work the same to where she cannot evade me. So I'm just going to throw in some knockdowns with some heavies as need be. And there we go, and then throw in a nice S2, which also refreshes the timer with some pretty good damage too. Got all kinds of furies, got 7 and 4 right now, and which would be working on up. And Night Thrasher completely dominated that fight. Smooth, very smooth. We got a Night Thrasher is kind of chilling around. First, I recommend watching my tutorial on him. Second, I recommend bringing him for these Cav EQs. And a lot of other stuff. Let's get into this boss fight now as we work on wrapping up our 1.1 for July 2021 event quest, Cavalier difficulty. So I brought Red Guardian for this fight. We see Divine Barrier because Mystic attacks get punished, so I did not bring a Mystic. Personal Space, if I stay too close against the Fury buff. Hurt Locker, don't want to use the same special twice in a row. And Cornered debuff. So I didn't bring Red Guardian really for anything like special. He just sounded fun to use. I don't think he's going to be like a super amazing counter or anything. I just felt like using it for the most part. And I also, to get those slows on as well, so I didn't have to deal with like unstoppables on champion, was one reason I did bring him though. Although there's several other slow champs, or several others that could counter the unstoppable part on here, but I figured Red Guardian would be kind of fun. I also don't have to focus on like one specific special rotation with them or anything. I did the S1 to get the slow going, just keep doing heavies to keep the slow active. Then I could go into S2. I can use S3 if I wanted to. I'm going to get the broke right there. I'm going to get the trauma going on, so get a little extended with a couple of heavies right there. Going to try to keep that going. And so I got slows and I got trauma going on. I got the primal fury. Trying to get champion to bait out that AS2. There we go. I lost the trauma, but I still got that slow. Need to reactivate it. So I did with a nice little heavy there. Now time to whip out that S3. Pow! Take that, dude. Like, come on up all macho-like. Smacky, smacky, smacky. There we go. Alright, give me that shield. Powie. Alright, got the nice little stun, got the trauma. So I see that S2, want to reactivate. However, so my perfect block, max durability. I need to bait out that S2, and he is not baiting. Come on, dude, just throw it already. Stop dancing around. So all that dancing around made me lose that slow, so I'm going to have to throw another S1, which is fine. So I got my slow back up. First time this fight since the very beginning that I did not have it, but I got it back up. It was just if you take too long to bait that special out, you can lose those debuffs. And just hit him into the block. So very easy solo. So Red Guardian worked. Any champ with slow would work, honestly. Or a champs that counter unstoppable like Captain Infinity or something like that should work very, very well. So 1.1 was super easy. Let's move on 1.2. Crash Landing. Yeah, Crash Landing. So as we can look at my team, it's going to be a science-based preference. So let's look at the path. We see academic constitution science attackers. We see the poison reduced by 85%. Well-timed blocks or dexing is going to take off poisons from the hits that I can receive. Science attackers gain indefinite passives when taken off or immune to a poison. Contagion, when struck or blocked, there's a 30% chance to get attacker with a poison. And the inflicted, so I get less damage from poison. I can take off poisons by dexing or by parrying, but by hitting the defender, I'm going to gain poison. So that explains some of my team, and I'll explain more as we go. We see the defender in Ultron, resistor, electronic fluctuations, special delivery, the 15 combo charges. So we'll look a little bit more at those nodes when we get there, but let's work our way to that boss. So going to go to Captain Marvel first up. I brought the science. 3 of the science gems specifically for the path. I actually brought Spider-Gwen as not really for the path unless I need her, but more as a backup for the boss. I really brought Falcon as my primary for the boss. Not any major specific reason other than he can stop the evades, but I figured he would be a decent counter. So for Mr. Fantastic, someone who I've really enjoyed using since the buff, someone I plan on bringing to R3 once I ever dupe him. So I used his pre-fight abilities, and now I'm just going to keep him active, do some heavies in there as I work up to an S2. We see even though I can gain some poisons by attacking Captain America based on the nodes, Captain Marvel, I can get rid of them rather easily by dexing or parrying, although sometimes I kind of forget about that. So they don't do very much damage that we see. Even if you're kind of slow and there, the parry's not working again. Even if you're kind of slow or kind of forget to take off the poisons, they don't do that much damage with that 80% reduced effective ability. So not overly damaging, although I'm trying to remember to remove them from dexing or parrying as we saw there. We see that S2 and nice easy fight. You end it with those debuffs up and can keep doing every single fight. I have a nice tutorial on Mr. Fantastic after the buff. Really enjoyed him since the buff. Now let's look at Abomination. Clearly an obvious good choice for these kind of fights going on through here based on the poisons, gaining poisons, immunity to on their being able to shrug him off. So the benefits he gets from the poison, gives the poison, just seems like a very good fit overall. So do a little damage, do some little roly-poly, smacky-dacky, and want to bait out this S2 before I do too much. There we go. Although the thing with these nodes is the poisons are getting removed when I dex out, so that is something to keep an eye out with the Abomination Immortal. But no biggie, I am stacked up to 15 Furies already based on the nodes, so this fight's pretty much as good as over as he's in mid-blast, just falls down mid-blast. Alrighty, let's keep on rolling, shall we? So gonna go on through, gonna click on this, move on to the remaining part of this path. We're gonna see a man thing in my near future, man thing. Man, they must have really just worked themselves up when they came up with that name, Marvel Man Thing. Wow, so impressive on naming. Okay, Man Thing. I could get into some pretty bad puns and adult humor on Man Thing, but I'm going to avoid the temptation as we see another nice long lag buff right on over there. So I'm going to avoid the low-hanging fruit, easy targets on Man Thing, and I'm just going to smash him around with my Hulk Ragnarok. How does that sound? That sounds a little, maybe not better, but maybe so. So doing some hitties. He is poison immune, so he's going to gain these Furies nice and easy. Kind of smacked him with that axe hammer, something. And I hit him with something hard, okay? So now I'm going to keep hitting. I like to get him up to his S2 usually a lot because his S2 is really easy to evade. Is S1 the timing on throwing his own arm? And if he keeps throwing his arm, can he just grow back indefinite arms? Man thing can thing his arms out? I don't know. Anyway, so let's keep on hitting as we get up our Fury count. I see back up to that S2. And I'm trying to bait him. Come on, dude. Give me that S2. Come on. And as he dancing around, there we go. Now let's smacky. Do some hits, do some S2. Got the Innerate, the power. Okay. There we go. Hitting them around. And despite having 15 Furies, I feel like I'm still doing pretty low damage. But so be it. Continuing to hit. Got a stun going on. I was hoping for a little better damage when I got these many hits. Kind of try to time around that unstoppable. Here's that throwing arm. It just feels like it slows down when it's about to hit you. It just, I don't know. Sometimes I mistime that one. That's why I like the S2 better. This one isn't bad. It's just, I don't like projectile attacks, especially with weird timing on speed on them. So let us go. We are now going to hit up the Storm Pyramid X. So I'm looking at who I want to attack her with. And you know what? Let's have some fantastical fun here. So these pre-fight abilities is what would be needed, and kind of accidentally clicked out, so re-click. Started pushing stuff when it was lagging. Gotta love lag at every single update Kabam has ever done. And so nothing that's going to really overly counter the glance or anything, so I don't think I really need to. I'm not too tripping on this fight. I want to work on focusing on baiting her S1 as my strategy with her, because her S1s are super easy to bait. Just follow the wand. And I'm going to keep those debuffs up with those heavies as I work my way to an S2 so I can double them up. Bring them from 1 debuff to 2 as they reset the timer with the end of the S2 as well. And we see they're at 2 now. Refresh timer. And poison's removed as I go on back on the dex. Keep those timers with that big old heavy kick. Bring out that S1. Got that weakness on S1. Kind of smacky time now. Smacky. Kiki. Okay, poison removed. Going on through. There we go. Do a little S2. Now I got my 3 debuffs of each. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's hurt her as much as we can. Let's do a little bit of a kick, as I feel like she's getting up like super quick. Anyway, so there we go, getting some nice damage going on these days. And okay, down she goes. Another nice easy fight courtesy of Mr. Fantastic. Let's go to Dr. Doom now. So what did Dr. Doom get his doctorate in anyways? I don't know. Is he a real doctor? Is he a made up fake doctor? What's it in? What did he do his dissertation on? I don't know. Okay, Abomination Immortal. Let's kind of start hitting him. Hit. Okay. And I ran right into it as one. Oh, I don't know what I was doing there. That's okay. I barely even did any damage. So his S1 isn't exactly overly potent, so I'm not too tripping on that. But I will try to be a little more careful. Nothing else kind of embarrassing running right into an S1. Alright, so Dex also removing the poisons on Abomination Immortal, which, okay. So getting some decent damage going on. I'm already up to the 15 Furies. We're seeing some good poison damage going in. Knock out some S2. See some damage flying all over the place. And Dr. Doom. Down you go, dude. Down you go. So let us click on over. Let's go to Mcoc. So I'm thinking, I'm going to go ahead and bring my Hulk Ragnarok for this fight. My R4 5-star. Because, again, he's got the poison, so he's going to build up the Furies, poison immunity. But uses S1 to do heal block. This is what I'm going to do. That way I don't have to really worry about or tap dance around Limbo and her gaining them back. So I'll just keep spamming S1s as appropriate. Help me keep her from getting a bunch of health back if I decide to keep hitting into her. And smack. Okay, evade. Boom, and kabam. Heal block. Smacky. Good way to kind of deal with the Limbo. At least a way to deal with it. And this fight's going pretty easy breezy. And boom. Take a nap. Look at him getting all happy over there, Mr. Hulk Ragnarok. Alright. So, let us go up. And now it is boss time. Ultron Classic. Let's look at these nodes, shall we? So, okay, blah. Enhanced armor up. Resistors, so energy or physical resistance, corresponding buff. Electric functions, duration of attacker's buff is reduced by 3.5. A robot suffers 60% reduced accuracy, so I didn't want to bring a robot for this fight. Attacker, so 15 combo charges. Each landed attack, the combo by 1. Launching a special will reset the charges. So I need to make sure I launch a special before I hit 0 on the countdown, or I'm going to take some damage back. These kind of ones I sometimes get forgetful on. Hopefully we do okay here. And remember, and of course parry not working there. I just took a pummeling right there. Thank you, Kabam, for... I am happy you all were quick on giving compensation for the parry problem so quick. But I'm not happy the problem still exists, okay? I'm trying to do videos here and show you how I'll beat this. And my parry don't dang work. Come on, man. Comp my video, Kabam. Okay, maybe not. So we see simple strategy here. I brought him for Red Wing mainly, get the locked on so I don't have to worry about the evades. Ultron's classic kind of random evades can be kind of annoying, so I figured just take him out of the picture, get the locked on going on, not have to worry about randomly getting evaded out of nowhere. I have to remember to keep a lookout on that timer too. I'm at 5. Before it hits 0, I have to launch my special. Ooh, and I'm getting a little sloppy there. Yeah, slop. Gotta get my lockdown. Okay, timer is down. If you're not sure what I'm doing with Falcon, I got a nice little tutorial on him, by the way. I got my locked on. I need to, there we go, right at 1. I went ahead and used that special to avoid the issues. As far as from the degeneration, I do have to be careful that my health is getting rather low as we see, trying to finish this on off, and I launched another special making my health even lower. That's okay. I'm going to kind of stall for locked on. Let's get this red wing. Okay, let's play. There we go. Come on, let's party. And down he goes. Boom. I don't need no stinking working parry. Okay, so with that being said, there is chapter 1. As always, I'll have the next chapters 2 on the Cav coming up. Every single month I have the Cavalier EQ walkthroughs for you to help you get through as easy and painlessly as possible. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it helped. Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 will be out very, very soon as well. Don't forget to click the top left icon to subscribe to Mcoc. Al Bundy Rules. Have those notifications on so you first see the new videos, new chapters coming out, new tutorials, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching.